Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Yes, sit down videos are back since I did finish my program like 3 months ago, but I just finished uploading every single one of the videos that I made during the program. I'm sorry about that. Work caught up with me. I got home late almost every day. I played a lot in the parks, and housing internet is very bad, and it took a long time to upload the 2 videos I did upload during my program. So sorry that I did not upload during it and just after it. Sorry. But as I said, sit down videos are back. I'm going to talk about my college program, things I did, things like, I have a whole list of videos planned out for you guys, but in this video, I'm going to just talk to you guys about my experience on the college program. I'm going to talk about like my experience in my work location, playing in the parks, the transportation, and yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. So hope you guys just sit down and enjoy this. And yeah, quick disclaimer though, sometimes my next door neighbor's dogs are barking, and they are loud sometimes, and if you hear those, I'm sorry. In the background, yeah, if you hear those in the background, I'm sorry. And also, I live next to a park, and well, kids play in that park. So if you hear kids playing or screaming or things like that, now you know. But yeah, let's just go forth to the video. Where do I start? Let's start with my work location. So as you probably know, my role was quick service food and beverage, and I worked at Toy Story Land in Woody's lunchbox. Okay. When I found out where I was gonna work, I was excited, I was nervous, I was scared, I was overwhelmed, because Toy Story Land is the most popular part of the park when I was doing my program, because right now Galaxy's Edge is open. So yeah, but when I was doing my program, it was the most popular part of the park of Hollywood Studios, and I was nervous because I expected a lot of guest flow during the day, and it turned out that's what happened. Like, lunch rush was the absolute worst because of all the people who wanted to eat there, and you just saw every single cast member in that little restaurant just running around. Mobile order was always crazy, and yeah, it was a crazy experience, but I liked it because I was never bored because of all that guest flow. So yeah. Now, Woody's Lunchbox is a particular quick service restaurant because we don't serve the usual theme park foods, you know, chicken nuggets and pizza and hamburgers and things like that. Now we serve grilled cheeses, barbecue brisket sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, and our famous tacos. Yeah. Oh, we also don't serve french fries. We serve tater tots. So I got a lot of guests complaining to me that we don't serve those things. And whenever they ask me, like, where do they serve hamburgers? Where do I go to do this? Where do I go to get this? And legit, I had to send them to the other side of the park. They would get so mad at me. But yeah, that was one of the downsides of working there, of all the guests getting mad at you. And we do not give annual pass holder discounts, so we had a lot of angry annual pass holders because we did not give them their discount. One time, there was a guest who threatened to report me. I don't know if they did, because I did not want to give them their discounts, which they were promised that they were going to get at every single quick service restaurant. But yeah, I worked in the summer. You know how Florida gets in the summer. I worked in 105-degree weather, sometimes 110. I worked under during thunderstorms, during heavy rain, and once I was working and there was a tornado warning. Yeah, Florida weather is bipolar, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Most of the time I worked outside during the heat in the busser position. The busser position is where you go around cleaning all the tables, keeping the condiments table filled up, and taking the trays to the back so that they can clean them. That's the busser position. I hate it. I don't know if there was one single person who liked that position, but I hated it the most. I hated it a lot, sorry. Because it was outside. Usually they would put me in the buzzer position during the lunch rush. So I didn't like it because it was very hot. They would usually keep you there for like 2 hours. That's the most a leader can keep you working in one position. Which was not true, by the way. I once was on drink filler for like 4 hours. So yeah. Yeah. I did not like busser. But you gotta do what you gotta do. That's what I did. That's what I always said to myself whenever I got the busser position. Or this position. It's called not drink filler, sorry. The water position. Okay, so as I said, Florida is hot and we don't like our guests getting dehydrated. So in some quick service locations, Woody's Lunchbox included, we would put a water station outside so that guests could get free water so that they do not dehydrate and get sick or faint and things like that happen when you get dehydrated. But that position is very tiring because you do have to go back and forth inside and outside, filling up the tanks to fill up the gallon things, get ice. We would run out of ice so much during the day because of the water station, and it was very tiring. My shoulder, I hurt my shoulder once while on water station, and it still hurts to this day. Like, I'm doing this right now and it hurts a lot. So yeah, it was tiring, and guests would get so angry with you because you wouldn't let them fill up their water bottles. Here's the thing. We don't like people getting sick at Disney. And if you put your water bottle nozzle to the gallon, the water filler, whatever nozzle, your germs are infecting the thing. And people did not like me saying, sorry ma'am, you can't fill your water bottle here. We do not want to cross-contaminate. I've had guests insult me, curse at me, and just yell at me because I wouldn't let them get their free water. I was not letting them not have their free water. I was just not letting them fill up their water bottle. Like, they could grab a cup and just put it inside their water bottle. That was completely fine. But now, people get very mad. So that was like my least favorite position. And it was a position I would always get either at the start of my shift or when I came back from break. I would always get it. Actually, my last shift started as the water girl, as my coworkers would call me, because I was always the person to be on the water station. Like, even the culinary people, they would say, they always put you there, don't they? I'm like, yep, it did. And okay, I know it doesn't sound that bad, but I was traumatized by that position because when we started putting the water station outside, like at the beginning, I was one of the first people to manage it, and I was stuck outside for 4 hours straight. Like, it was blazing hot outside. I was 4 hours constantly going back and forth, back and forth. That was the day I hurt my shoulder, actually. And when they finally put me inside, I was so tired. I was so drained. I couldn't do the simplest thing. I was put on mobile order after that, and I couldn't do anything. Like, I was so tired. Like, they offered me an ER that day, and I immediately took it because I couldn't handle by how tired I was. Like, the heat drained me so much, and I was drinking water constantly. But yeah, that was one of the worst shifts ever, and it was an 11-hour shift. But it ended up being a 9 because I took the ER. But yeah, my leaders, okay, they had their ups and downs. Like, I had this one leader that was the best. He would get us on the Toy Story Land attractions. We would play Family Feud with him during the after hours events. Yeah, CPs usually work the after hours events, so I usually was in Hollywood Studios on Fridays till 1:30 a.m. That was my favorite leader of all time. They were leaders that were a little bit yeah. But you had to just learn to work with them. But what I like the most about working at Woody's Lunchbox is that everybody got along. Honestly, I was so scared to go into working because I did start my program in April. When I got there, mostly everybody was either halfway through their program or finishing their program. So I was scared of like being the new kid there, just getting there like halfway through, and it was scary for me. But everybody was so welcoming. All the CPs, all the full-time, part-time, seasonal people, like every single cast member there was so welcoming except for one. My friends know who she is. Yeah. But my coworkers were just the best. They always found a way to make the day so entertaining. We would always laugh and make jokes and sing. I would always sing with Kirsten. She was in one of my vlogs very briefly, but she was there. We would always sing in the back if we were ever on dish together, or we would just joke around. Like, everybody there was so welcoming and exciting. Even the culinary people. The culinary people were the best. They were just fun to be around. Like, everybody there, we would hang out after work, and we were never tired of each other. And it was a great experience because of that. In my opinion, the college program, like how great your college program is, depends on your coworkers and who you hang out with, and also who you live with. Those 3 things. Like, it all surrounds those 3 things. Because if something like disturbs you so much, that's gonna be the thing that's gonna disrupt you the most. And yeah, it happens. But you just gotta learn to live with it and move past it, or things like that. But my coworkers were the best. Woody's Lunchbox was hard, as I said. But it was the best part of my program because I did spend most of my time there, obviously, because it's my work location. If you get Woody's Lunchbox for your program, don't get scared because the people there are awesome. And the environment is awesome. You're surrounded by Toy Story all day. You can get tired of the music from Aliens, Swirling Saucers, but they are bops, so don't ignore those. And yeah, my favorite positions all around was register. I loved working register. Drink filler was very fun too because you were always like moving back and forth, and I liked being on the line, which is where you prepare the guest's orders. So yeah, overall, I did like my experience in Woody's Lunchbox, and don't be scared if you get to be working there, like if that's your work location when you do the program. So yeah, let's move on to transportation. As you may know, I am from Puerto Rico, so I did have to fly to Orlando to do the program. I did not have a car, so I had to use the bus transportation. I was pretty scared because of all the things that people say, like they run behind, they catch on fire, and things like that. But I did learn that the thing that you have to do is you have to know how to time manage. Like, I usually took the bus that would get me, and I would always try to get like half an hour or more before my shift. Like, for example, this is the bus I always took because I always had a closing shift. My shift started at 4, so I would take the 2:30 bus that would get me there at Hollywood Studios at 3. It's an hour before, but yeah, that's what I would do so that I could get there on time or with time to spare. But the thing is to learn to strategize your time. My experience with the buses were pretty good. Only once was it late, and it was because it was pouring rain, so they had to take like precaution. But I did get to work on time that day. It was just once that it was late to like come pick us up. But other than that, it was pretty good. It was always on time. I would either get there earlier, like to work earlier, or on the time that was scheduled. So it was pretty good. The only downside was when I would get out of work, and the worst part was when I got out of work at 9, and like everybody at Hollywood Studios would get out at 9, and so the bus was packed. And I would usually have to run, like wait for the bus where the bus, like the door would stop so that I could get a seat, or just stand up, which I did not like, because if you worked 8 to 11 hours, you do not want to be standing up for 30 to 45 minutes while you get to your apartment. So yeah, I would always try to get to the bus stop like 10 minutes before the bus usually got there, because my apartment was pretty far from where the bus stop was. So I would usually just get there. I would put an alarm for like 10 minutes before the bus would get there, so I would start walking. Like, I would be prepared by that time. So yeah, bus was not pretty bad. Sometimes they were hot, sometimes they were pretty cold. It's a 50-50, like it's a 50-50 chance on how good your experience with the buses were. I did not have a bad one. The only like downside, it was for me, the Epcot bus was confusing for me, because usually all of the buses, like the Magic Kingdom bus can get you to either the resorts or to the TTC, and you would take the monorail there. The Hollywood Studios bus, there's a little pathway to go to the main entrance, because it does leave you at cast services, and also with the Animal Kingdom bus, like there's always a pathway to the entrance. The Epcot bus, you would have to go through cast services, take a bus to the main entrance, like another bus to the main entrance, and it was just a whole thing. I never took the Epcot bus, like during my program, I never took it. I usually just did, like, I would take a bus that would take me to a resort or one of the parks, and would take one of the Disney buses to Epcot, or take Magic Kingdom bus and take the monorail to the TTC, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, that's what I usually did to get to Epcot, which is why I did not go to Epcot a lot, because it was a hassle. And the bus I didn't mind taking to a park was the Magic Kingdom bus, because at this moment, like till this very day, the TTC is under, like where the tram takes you is under construction. So the tram takes you to a certain point, and then you have to walk to the TTC. And the bus, well, I would usually just take the Magic Kingdom bus to the Polynesian, and then take the monorail to MK. and I did not have to do that whole walking thing. So yeah, that was the only bus I did not mind taking. My experience with trans death, as my friends would call it, was pretty good. So if you are taking the bus during your program, download the app. It does give you accurate wait times, or like it tells you like the bus will be here in 5 minutes or things like that. It is accurate, and always you that schedule is going to be your Bible if you use the buses. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so my overall program, those are like two specific things. My overall program was honestly pretty good. Like, I loved it so much. I do not regret doing the program. And it was honestly because of Emily, Kaylee, and Kennedy. Like, those three girls were always by my side during the program. Like, they were always down to go do whatever, or just talk in our apartments till 3 a.m. Those three girls were actually made my program pretty awesome, because we would have unforgettable character interactions, we would have a great ride experience, we would have great cast member interactions. Like, we made so many friends that are cast members, like, at this time while they were working, like Brandon in at the tram at DAC parking, and Allie and Jess, which you probably saw in one of my Animal Kingdom vlogs. She is a character attendant. And yeah, those like our three main friends friends from that still work at Disney. But those three girls were honestly the best part of my program, which is why I say that the people you hang out with really makes or breaks your program. And the people you live with, honestly, too. And my roommates too, honestly, they were one of the best, except for one. But she moved out in May, so I was pretty chill about it. And my roommates after that were honestly the best. Like, I think I hit the roommate lottery with my in-room roommate, Kaylee. Like, we found out that we were exactly the same, like the exact same person while we were living together. And all of my other roommates, they were just incredible. I live with people from Guatemala, Japan, Mexico, and West Virginia, which is where Laura is from. You guys know Laura. And Canada. Like, I live with people from all over the place, and it was honestly so awesome. My program, I do not regret those 4 months that I went to live at Disney. I do not regret that I postponed my last semester in college to go do the college program because of everything that happened. I had so much fun during my college program. It was the best 4 months of my life. I miss Disney constantly because of it. Like, when you have the luxury of getting to go to a park, to the Disney parks for free for how many times you want, and then you leave, it's pretty hard getting back to your normal life, especially if you're going back to school. But I really love my program. It was the best thing I ever did. If you're thinking of doing a college program, do it. I made lifelong friends. I still talk to them to this day. Do it. Do the college program. Don't let people get in your head that, oh, you're working at Disney, you're throwing your degree away. No. I grew so much during my college program. It was my first time living independently and outside of Puerto Rico. Like, I lived in the States. My main language is Spanish, so I had to work with my English a lot, but it was challenging for me because all of my roommates spoke English, except for the one from Guatemala and Mexico, but still, all of my coworkers spoke English. It was a challenge, but it was a satisfying thing when I finished this challenge. College program, best one. The best thing I ever did in my life. I do not regret doing it. And from videos that you're gonna see in the future, I could not stay away from Disney from that long. Because I did go back in October and December. So yeah. Those videos are coming later. Probably next year. We'll see. But yeah. That was pretty much my college program experience. Again, if you want to apply, do it. Like, it was the best experience I ever did in my life. And I made, like I said, lifelong friends. I gained so much from it. I learned how to live independently. I learned how to cook. I did not cook a lot. I learned how to do so many things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Hope you guys have a great day, night, whenever you are watching this. And I'll see you next time. Bye.